Hey y'all, what's up? We are here with a timeless reading. Welcome. The first card that we have out is Two of Pentacles. And Nine of Pentacles. Okay. I'm also seeing the Lovers. Two of Pentacles is a card of choices. All of the twos are. It seems interesting also too that we have the Lovers here as well, because the Lovers, even though it can be putting a focus on a relationship, there can be things having to do with choices that also come up that are related to that. So having both of these cards speaking about potential choices that are being made. Hold on, I feel like I'm about to sneeze. Maybe not. Having also, sorry guys, having also Nine of Pentacles here. Nine of Pentacles is a card that is about things that have come to fruition, but also sort of like what it's taken to be able to be in that position, to be able to be in that spot. Nine of Pentacles is about sort of like everything that you've put in, all the energy that you've put in, and what's come to fruition based off of this. And this even feels like there are things that you've seen come to fruition based off of your ability to be adaptable, and it feels like really great things, and maybe things that you really appreciate, things that you really value have come from this. And so for some reason this is being highlighted, and I do feel like it has to do with the relationship of yours, because Nine of Pentacles is feeling like look at what's happened because of your willingness to adapt. Look at what's happened even in your life, maybe even separately from this person. Like what's happened within your life when you've been willing to adapt, when you've been willing to be flexible, when you've been willing to just like work what you have and see, how can I make this work given this situation that I have here? And Nine of Pentacles is like, you're not doing too bad for yourself. So now having the Lovers here, there can be needing to take this attitude and apply it to a relationship or apply it to choices that need to be made. And this can also be some type of compromise that's being made with you and this person, or you and this person trying to figure something out. I do feel like Two of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles feels like a highlight of, look at how well this went when you've been in situations that maybe mirror what's going on currently, and what was the most effective way of moving through that. Feels like Two of Pentacles is the answer to that, to be able to, I'm getting confirmation of this. So Two of Pentacles, you see how this person, it's weighing options, it's making choices, figuring out like what's the most important stuff to be prioritizing. This person is dancing around. It's that card of balance, of riding the waves, of trying to deal with the things that you have going on. There are two things in this person's hand, so it's like simultaneously just dealing with the things that you have going on. It's like all of the stuff that you have on your plate and figuring out, where do I really want to be channeling my energy? Where do I want to be focusing my energy? And it feels like there's some type of even system where you get a really good outcome from this. It feels like the rhythm here, and then what needs to happen sort of happens then. And there's experience that's been gained through that, an ability for you to trust yourself. And this can also show independently. I've had to do this because it's a Nine of Pentacles. And that can generally be a card where we feel like there are things that we've had to do on our own. So this flexibility and you learning how to work on your own feels like that has happened. Now that the Lovers are coming up, you may have to carry this attitude, sort of carry this method into a relationship that you have, where now there's that consideration of another person being involved. It can be a relationship of any sort. It can be a partnership, one that looks like it's feeling a bit much right now. I want to know why specifically. There can be something about the future that's feeling a little bit stressful. You can even feel like you and this person that you're dealing with may have two different ideas of where you guys are trying to go, or like what you want to be happening here. You know, if you have to make some type of joint decision, there can be something that you want, there can be a different thing that this other person wants, and you guys may be in a spot where you're trying to figure out, like, we're actually trying to do this together. How does that work? I get the feeling almost like you and this person do have a little bit of a different idea about something. I do want to clarify, though. Let's clarify with this deck. Let's see why this is a bit strange, or what is the main aspect of this challenge. Now that's interesting. Okay, so clarifying the Ten of Swords. It's not the Ten of Swords. Interesting, though. Ten of Swords. Maybe there's going to be an ending that's part of this, or maybe something is finally going to be addressed or come to a head. It's Ten of Wands. I'm getting confirmation of that too. Okay, so what is clarifying the Ten of Wands here? We have Eight of Cups and we also have Three of Swords. What this is looking like to me so far is that with Eight of Cups, there is a desire to seek, almost like I feel like something's missing. That can sort of be the overall sense. But having Three of Swords here, there can be something that's difficult to admit about that. There can be even something that feels painful in the recognition of that. And that can be part of where this stress is coming from. Almost that something isn't working the way that it is, and so there is a seeking. So there's a seeking that's happening now. See how this is kind of like, this is the stuff that we have going on here. I kind of want to go out there and see like what's gonna be through that door. Like if I go through that portal, what will be there? And having Three of Swords. I also want to clarify the Three of Swords actually, so let's do that too. Why is that a painful thing? Why would seeking something be painful? Like, why would it be implying that? Why do we have Three of Swords? Maybe because it's something that's hard to say. And maybe there's a little bit of a difference in values here. I'm hearing stringent. I'm also hearing astringent with an A at the beginning. I get this really determined, almost like a stubborn type of energy, but something actually that I'm noticing within this card. So with the Hierophant, we can have this is the way that I want to do things, and if it were just you and this other person wouldn't be involved, I don't think that it would be much of an issue. But now there's a consideration of another person. Like, what does that mean then, when another person is involved? So with this Three of Swords, that is somehow connected to there being this seeking, like as if they're like, I'm looking for something more, I'm looking for something additionally or something else, or I just feel like something is not all there for me. What is clarifying pain that is involved in that for some reason, or hurt, or something that can be hard to like admit to or wrap your head around, is the Knight of Cups. So this can be like, it's hard to admit that, it's hard to communicate that, it's hard to say that. For some reason, I don't know why it's difficult to say this. I don't know, maybe it means something for your relationship then, if that's what's being said, like, I don't feel good with this, or I don't feel fulfilled with this, or I don't feel happy with this. I don't know if that means then something's gonna happen within your relationship with this person. I wasn't getting that initially, but now that I'm seeing the cards come out, I don't know, maybe something does have to do with that. What I'm noticing, On the card that is clarifying the Three of Swords, it is a Knight of Cups. So it's about needing to express something that can be, it can be a difficult thing to say. It can be something that is said unexpectedly, even like you may not expect to have the conversation with this person, and it ends up coming out. But coming back to this place of what I'm noticing, so in face reading, when you read, when people get older, people tend to get wrinkles, and you can read through the wrinkles on a person's face stuff that has to do with there are different implications, but essentially there are certain signs that you can read that can indicate about a person's personality, like their psychology. This is a very surface level way of breaking this down. It's a very superficial way because this is a complex system that's used. What I'm noticing in this Knight of Cups card is that there's this line right here by the person's face. Knight of Cups is about needing to express something, needing to mobilize something and make a move that's based off of what one is feeling. To have the line here within the face, when it comes to face reading based off of the marks on one's face when they are still, when there is a line right here, it can speak about like a sense of sorrow. It can speak about a sense of grief even that's connected with a sense of loss. And so it feels even almost like a grim thing that needs to be said. And I feel like it's connected with that. There's something connected with like that emotion and expressing that, and it may be something that it's hard to even move and see outside of that, but it feels very much like something is going to be said here, something is going to be expressed here, and that can be stressful. This can have to do with like beliefs, morals, values, security, what one feels comfortable with, what one feels familiar with, how one even likes to do things, prefer to do things. Yeah, I get the sense that something is feeling like it's not. There's this feeling of seeking more. But maybe this just feels like emotionally painful. It can feel like a lot. For some of you, it wasn't expected for this conversation to be coming up. But I get something else too here. To have Ten of Wands and to have the Star, this can feel like something about my life, something about my soul, my calling is communicating with me, and I feel like I almost have to choose, like, do I want to choose this relationship and then feel like I'm not honoring something about my life and that my soul is calling me towards? Or is there a decision maybe that needs to be made? Because you can even feel like there's some self-denial here if you don't answer this call that you feel is coming in for you with this Star. Because the Star can be purpose-driven, it can be dream-driven, it can be like your long-term plans and visions that you have for your life, and there can be something about feeling like there's almost a sense of self-denial, maybe because of wanting to escape from having to address something that can feel painful to address, or admit to something that can feel painful to admit to. What's the right thing to do? I'm seeing justice. We have all of the air signs here. We have Gemini, we have Aquarius, and we have Libra. communication, honesty, authenticity, making sure that what we are speaking out is true in relation to our values, like how we really see things to be, what our experience truly is. But can also be trying to do that like in the context of a relationship, which can make things difficult. You know what, like right before I started this video, I was watching a video that was about kids when they get to the age of 5 and how they can get into this position of feeling like white lies, some of them feeling like white lies are acceptable if it's like to save somebody's feelings or if it is to be polite. And I almost get this sense of something going on here with you and this person where you may have like a truth to speak with this person that you feel within you, but you can be trying to figure out, how do I do that when I'm in a relationship with somebody where I do care about their feelings, and what is that line between me honoring myself and being honest with this person, being a willing participant here within this relationship that I have, and also making sure that I'm not dishonoring myself and my truth, you know, what's real for me and what really is my experience, and not lying about that or not being evasive, you know, because lying doesn't just have to be an outright, that's not how I'm feeling when I really am. It can be I'm withholding. There can be omission that is part of that too, and is very much still going to be something that will impact your throat chakra. So you can be trying to figure out here, what is actually a way that's aligned with what I believe would be the correct way to move through this, maybe even wanting to handle it in a diplomatic way, but still being honest. So you feel like you're doing the right thing by yourself. And that it looks like that's what's trying to be found. Like how do I do that? How do I do this in the right way? When it comes to your responsibilities, how to take care of that, feels maybe like out of all of the things that you have going on, that you have a responsibility to tend to your obligations, things that you want to be showing up for, figuring out how to do that. This also feels like, how am I moving through this external world in a way that feels true to me and feels right to me, where I'm not dismantling or not showing up for the things that I said that I would show up for. You know, when I said that I would take this role, I said I would be honest with this other person about my feelings. But you can feel at this point like something is becoming a bit much to you, something's becoming stressful, and you can feel too like what it takes for things to feel harmonious between you and this person. There's really an imbalance there. It feels like all of the energy that needs to be put in for things to feel like they're just okay with you and this person feels like there's an offset within the energy. So this isn't like a normal amount of effort that needs to be put in for things to be harmonious with you and this person. It feels like a lot of energy has to be exerted just for things to be okay with you and this person. And that can feel stressful. And you can also be here trying to honor yourself. For some of you, this can be about your career, or it can be about your purpose, or it can be about your dreams, or what you feel like is calling to you, and what you really feel like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life, versus what things are you maybe doing that you're looking at and you're like, I don't want to spend my time doing this. That's not real for me, or that's not true for me. But you may have another person looking at you wanting you to do those things, and may in the past have been something that you wanted to do, and now you can be getting to a point where you feel like, I need to feel like this role that I'm playing, or these roles that I'm playing within my life, I feel at peace with those things that I'm doing. And that is on me to develop for myself. I do feel like something has to be done, like there's a move that needs to be made, there's a conversation that needs to be had, there's something that feels like it should be maybe done swiftly, but also in the right way. I do feel a sense of preparation before action is taken. I'm also seeing it feel like you may keep circulating back to something, like something isn't right yet. Because with justice here, it feels like all of the energy keeps moving backwards because something hasn't been balanced yet. It's, yeah, the scales are not balanced yet, is what I'm seeing. So it seems like that's the main thing that's going on, and that none of the energy can really move forward until things are balanced. That's going to mean that your behavior is aligned with what you're feeling and what you're thinking as well. This isn't like, I'm thinking this, but I'm not going to say anything to them. This is the notion that if you want to experience true harmony with another person, if you have any hope of experiencing true harmony in a relationship with another person, you will first have to be feeling a sense of harmony with yourself and how you're showing up and what you're doing. Otherwise, it's not going to translate into your relationship. Like, it has to start at home. It has to start with you. And that can be something that you're figuring out, where you can feel like, I get for some of you, you can feel like this relationship is like asking something of you that maybe like doesn't fit your ideals, and you can be trying to figure out between like, is this something that I can actually compromise on, or is this something that I'm like betraying myself by trying to fit into this mold that doesn't feel authentic to me? Then you have to check in with yourself about that. So it feels like that's what's being figured out. Like, as far as the roles that you play and the descriptions and the requirements of those roles, what's going on with that? And then also feeling like you're pursuing your path in the way that you want to, and you're not, I'm getting the word dismantling again. It feels like not like pushing away this grander idea that you have of yourself, or like your ideals even in general. I do feel like there's going to be a conversation that has to do with, I want to clarify. It all is around justice, but that can mean a few different things. So I want to clarify context for it. Okay. So what is this about? This is going to be a course correction that ends up happening. What it looks like to me is that you could have had some type of like long-term plan with this person, or this, this agreement even that you made, like, we're going to be going over there, but now something has changed. And so this feels like an adjustment has to be made, because it feels like some idea about, yes, that's the plan, that's where we're going. Things have changed, and it feels like there's going to be let's come back here and talk about this, because this very much needs to be reworked in a way that feels like it works for both of us, that it works for me, that it works for you, and then see how it works for us within the relationship. And that's what's happening. So justice is about a correction that needs to happen, because it looks like some type of more long-term plan was made. This isn't just like our plans for tomorrow. This is something that's like a longer distance thing that you and this person may have agreed upon. Like, this is where we're going, this is what's happening, this is the expectation. There's a change that has to happen, because this can be like, you and I got excited about something and we made this plan together, and then we're like 6 months down the line, or like 3 years into our relationship, whatever it is, and you start feeling like something about this course needs to be corrected, because when I was standing over there, it felt like this was the right place to go. But now that I'm standing here in the present moment, something about this is feeling off to me, and there has to be a recalibration, there has to be a readjustment that's made, so I can feel like, yeah, this is coming back into a place of alignment for me. So something has veered off and it has to be corrected, and so this is what's going to be happening. And for some of you, you're going to be dismantling some type of long-term plan that you had, and is going to come back, and you're going to reformulate things. It feels like there was chaos, and so decisions were made, all of the possibilities, and then the plans for those decisions now need to be brought back into some sort of chaos so they can be reworked and something new can be created from that, so things can stand the way that they're supposed to, and progress will actually feel like progress, rather than you get to a point and you're like, I don't even care that we got to this point because this didn't matter to me. So that's what's going on with this. I am seeing things are going to be moving forward. It does look like you're going to have to go back and rework something, and it may not have been in the plan to have to go back and do this, but it needs to be done for even like the sanctity of your relationship, feeling like it's all right with this person. And also too, for those of you that you're not concerned about a relationship, this can just be you making sure that you're doing what you love and making sure that you do what you care about, because you want to feel there's a sense of harmony within your career. And you could have felt like something happened where you had certain goals, and now there's something coming through that's saying, I have to answer that call. That's the direction that I need to go in. And it can change some of your plans that you had. So things are being reworked. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.